What if everything around you depended on one hidden number? Welcome to the world of concentration.
Swimming pools, IV drips, tea, car batteries all rely on concentration. A mistake can be useless or dangerous. Why do chemists use such special glassware? Because making a solution isn't just mixing, it's building a precisely known universe. Concentration is how many moles are crammed into 1 cubic decimeter, 6.02 times 10 to the 23 particles in a 10 centimeter cube. 1 mole of particles in exactly 1 cubic decimeter, that's a 1 molar solution, the balance of chemistry itself. Dilute means few particles per volume, concentrated means many. But how do we actually measure this precisely? The master formula, concentration equals moles of solute divided by volume of solution in cubic decimeters. 1 cubic decimeter is exactly 1,000 cubic centimeters. This conversion is vital. Get it wrong and everything fails. Why a volumetric flask? For exact concentration, we need precisely known volume, not an approximate one. Dissolve first, then add solvent to the mark. Never the other way. Volume can change unexpectedly. Precision wins. Your first step, weigh the solute exactly. Grams become moles, but only if the mass is right. Divide the mass in grams by the molar mass. Now you have the moles of solute, ready for the next step. Converting cubic centimeters to cubic decimeters, just divide by 1,000. 250 cm cube becomes 0.25 dm3. The triangle trick, cover what you need and the formula appears. Moles equals concentration times volume in dm3. What if the volume mark were off by even a millimeter? The whole concentration would be wrong. Precision is everything. Dissolve the solid completely in a small amount of water. The solute must vanish before you finish. Transfer every last drop. Rinse the beaker and rod. Any solute left behind changes the concentration. Make up to the mark with distilled water, drop by drop. The bottom of the meniscus must just kiss that line. Why not add solid to the final volume? Because the total volume may change. You'd get the wrong concentration. To find mass, convert volume to dm curb, multiply by concentration to get moles, then multiply by molar mass. Imagine if a medicine was too weak or too strong. Getting concentration right saves lives every single day. Now the mystery, how do you find the concentration of an unknown solution? Enter the titration. The weapons of a titrator: pipette, burette, flask, indicator, and a white tile. Simple tools, immense precision. Place exactly 25.0% of the unknown alkali in a flask. Add indicator, watch the color bloom. Add acid from the burette, swirling constantly. Watch for the first trace of color change. That's the signal. Ignore the rough trial. Average only concordant titres, those within 0.1 centimeter per cube. Here, 24.70 centimeter cube is our true value. Every titration has 5 pieces: equation, acid volume, acid concentration, base volume, and the base concentration, the one we find. Calculate moles of known acid. Use the mole ratio, then find the unknown concentration. 3 elegant steps. That one drop that changes everything is called the equivalence point, where acid and base exactly neutralize. A single final drop can shift the color instantly. That's the precision of a good titration. A new problem, strontium hydroxide. Same 3 steps: moles acid, mole ratio, concentration base. Try it with me. Always record to 0.05 cm into cube. Only average concordant titres. The rough one is just for practice. Great titrations take practice. The goal, 2 results within 0.1 centimeter the cube. That's when your numbers are real. What if you chose the wrong indicator? The color change would happen at the wrong moment, giving a false result. Titration has evolved over centuries. From glass taps to digital sensors, the pursuit of accuracy never changes. Remember the chain: moles known, mole ratio, moles unknown, then concentration unknown. Follow the links. The balanced equation tells the story. 2 moles of NaOH embrace 1 mole of H₂SO₄ to make salt and water. See the pattern? Convert volumes, find moles, use the ratio. The math is the same, only the numbers change. The most common blunder? Forgetting to divide cm² by 1,000. Always check your units or the answer is useless. Think of titration as detective work. You have the clues,
Now solve for the hidden concentration.
Modern burettes read to 0.01 decimetre cube. Combined with a pH sensor, they pinpoint the endpoint with absolute certainty.
Titration can reveal the formula of an unknown compound. Compare moles of acid to moles of base. The ratio tells you the OH fine number.
1 mole of hydroxide ions neutralizes 1 mole of hydrogen ions. So MOH2 reacts with 2 HCl, a perfect 1-2 ratio.
Your turn! Pause and solve this. If 20 cm cube of ZMO06 NaOH mole 3 hydroxide needs 24 cm cube of 0.1 mole DM3 acid, ready? It's MOH2!
You've mastered the mole, the solution, the titration. Now you see the world with a chemist's eyes.
Never forget, 1000 cm cube in a diameth cube, grams to moles via molar mass, and the triangle cover what you need. Practice makes permanent. Every problem you solve rewires your brain for precision. From fizzy drinks to contact lens solution, precise concentrations are everywhere. You're a consumer of chemistry. Remember key rules. Read the burette at eye level. Always make up to the mark and weigh carefully. Exact concentration is not just academic, it powers innovation in medicine, energy, and materials science.
Even dissolution is art. A crystal vanishes, releasing its ions to dance in a sea of water molecules.
You've collected all the skills. Now you can face any concentration challenge and solve it with confidence.
You've unlocked the language of solutions. But remember, every answer just opens a door to a new question.
I know how to convert C and membrane to a tray.
I'd like to declare that's the journey.
Every one of you can master this.
Keep experimenting.
Sodium, potassium, calcium, chlorine, every element can become a solution. Chemistry is alive in water.
Nature has been preparing solutions for billions of years. We just learned to measure them. If this video helped you see chemistry more clearly, hit like and subscribe. Keep exploring, one solution at a time. You've built the foundation. Now you're ready to tackle any solution that life and chemistry throws at you. Next time, we'll look at what happens when reactions give off heat. The world of thermochemistry awaits. Thanks for watching. Click the videos on screen to continue your journey, and subscribe for more chemistry made clear.